Grand Rising, everybody. I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday so far. Hey, Miss Dolores. Hello there. How are you? Hey, Evangelist. Hello, hello, hello. Grand Rising, everybody. Okay, so we are about to do part two of Austin Drummond's case. Okay, if you guys missed part one, I'm going to do a quick, run playback of everything that we discussed yesterday. Okay, Austin Drummond's is a man who it feels like that one thing that I've noticed, even with watching multiple news blogs and um, media companies and things of that nature, is that everybody has the same consensus, is which this man should have never been on the street in the first place. Okay, they failed big time. And it looks like that they are trying to cover themselves in a way because they know that they've messed up. Okay. I've also did a little bit of digging to even learn that even the district attorney, which I remember yesterday, I did state that anybody that touched the hands of this case and felt as though that this man needed to be free needs to be fired. Okay. Anybody who fought for him to remain in prison did a great job. Okay. But yes, they definitely failed. All right. Now, for those of you who do not know about the case, this is Austin Drummond, and this is the Lake County family murders. With this young man has killed four family members, and they're still searching for a motive right now. So Austin Drummond's had a personal connection with someone that was closely connected to the family, and he is now facing multiple murder charges. And today we're going to go over the full timeline of the case itself. If you missed yesterday's case, we talked about his background. I am going to go over it briefly today, though. Now, when it comes to where this happened, it happened in Lake County, Tennessee, and authorities did discover the bodies of Adriana Williams. Okay. Now, all of these people are connected in some way, whether it be through dating or actually bloodline. Okay. Now, Adriana was 35 years old. James Matthew Wilson was 33. Courtney Rose, who was 28, and then a teenager by the name of Braden Williams, who was 15. And they were located in Lake County. So the family had been brutally murdered, and their deaths had sparked an intense investigation. So the murders had occurred sometime before July the 29th, and authorities were quick to launch an investigation once they discovered who the prime suspect was, because this man is well known to the authorities. This is no newbie here. This is what you will call a career criminal, a career convict, which means he does not know how to function in society. So, on this very same day when these murders had occurred, they did locate a baby that was related to the family, and the baby was found to be in an abandoned car seat in a stranger's front yard. But the baby was located in an entire different county, which is Dyer County, Tennessee. So fortunately, the infant was unharmed, and authorities did speculate that Austin Drummonds might have left the baby behind while killing the rest of the family. So moving on to July the 31st, Drummond was identified as the primary suspect, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation had identified him. Drummond was then added to the TBI's most wanted, and then the intensive manhunt had began. Okay, he was a career criminal for sure. So the local, state, and federal levels were investigating this case, and they came together to search for him along with the hard work of the community. This is one of those cases where social media and the community helped to capture this man. While he was out there running around for a couple of days, the community came together to report any sightings, made any tips that they can make, also helped to connect the dots between the baby and the victims and who this man was. Okay. Now, in the midst of this are his co-conspirators. Now, there were multiple different things which came out about these co-conspirators. Now, are these co-conspirators connected to the murder itself? No. Okay. Now, it was said along social media lines at some point in time that they were, but they were not. They were actually assisting him with other things, okay, i.e., after the fact, or one of them were actually captured for assisting him with being a mule to the prison, basically getting drugs, drones, and dropping off things to the prison, okay? Now, these people were Tanika Brown, who was 29, Giovante Thomas, who was 29, and they were arrested and charged with accessory after the fact to first degree murder. Tanika Brown was did face additional charges as well. Now, there is another man by the name of Braden. Now, Braden came up because many people tried to pin him connected to the murder as well. So when his name began to circulate, Braden came to social media and he says this. Wait, y'all can't hear it? Okay, give me 1 second. I don't know why you guys can't hear it. One moment, guys. I don't know. Hold on. One moment. See, here we go with this technology stuff again. Okay, I'm gonna start it back and you guys let me know if you can hear it. 1 second. I haven't started it just yet. All right, let me know if you can hear it. Just put one in a comment. Can you guys hear it? Let me know if you guys can hear it. I don't know why my sound is still no sound. Okay, 1 second. What the world? Okay, let me try this. Let me know now. Can you hear it?
I knew you was finna get on here. Man, cause this shit weird as hell, bruh. That shit weird than a motherfucker. Social media fuck a motherfucker up. Now I'ma fuck them up. They got me fucked up. The fuck? And then all y'all gang bang y'all niggas that's in gangs and shit talking about some y'all finna go collect that 15K and all this and all that. Man, if y'all give a nigga up for 15K, y'all niggas are sing in the courtroom like it ain't no motherfucking tomorrow, bruh. Fuck is you talking about? Y'all niggas police as hell, fool. On my mama. Y'all folk weird as hell. Like y'all bitches talking about some accessory. I ain't no accessory to shit. Fuck is you talking about? They already done checked me. They already done checked my phone, where my phones was at. They done checked the security at my apartments, the cameras and shit to see if I was at the crib and all this shit. I ain't had shit to do with the shit. The fuck is wrong with y'all? The fuck? Where are y'all niggas at though talking about y'all gonna go get that 15K? I swear to God, if y'all think y'all was finna get that 15K up off my boy, he was gonna smack on your ass too. I stamp it. That was the hardest white boy ever. That was the hardest white boy ever. I stamp it, fool. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all talking about, fool. Like y'all got the game fucked up, bruh. On my mama, they dragging the shit. The shit ain't got shit to do with me, bro. You feel me? I ain't help him commit that crime. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't even knew he did the shit. I don't even any nigga talking about turning the nigga in. On my soul, the fuck.
Imagine saying that somebody is a snitch while live on Facebook. You know, y'all new thugs really kill me. Y'all really do. Y'all be swearing y'all hard, swearing y'all really thugging it out, swearing y'all really street. The from back in the day, all us older people, we know that the real goons of the street is not pressing the live button after 4 people are dead. 4 people. Let's add on the back of that is that you're talking gangster, and the same token, a 15-year-old child lost his life. I thought that was a part of street code that's off. So that lets us know that another reason that you're not gangster for real, because y'all are attacking children and women, because women was in this too. You on Facebook Live calling someone a snitch while your friend just got caught for killing 4 people, and you're on live saying that he's the hardest white boy. Meanwhile, oh shoot, hold on guys, give me 1 second. So apparently, Braden, this guy here. So it was Austin that wrote a statement saying that you, sir, was helping him take drugs back to the prison. So he ain't the hardest white boy that you've known, because he done snitched too. He done snitched on you. So imagine going to Facebook Live trying to prove yourself as this hardcore gangster that would never take money for snitching, and your friend that's the hardest white boy in town that you said done snitched on you for free. Imagine saying that while you're backing him on Facebook Live. See, that's why I keep telling y'all that it's easier for y'all to get a job, because y'all are failing at one thing that should be easy for you, and that's just being a failure. But when you're failing at being a failure, it's that sometimes you need to just be good, because there's no way that you can fail at being a failure unless you're just an all-around failure. So y'all are failing from all ends. You're on live saying that you're not a snitch, while live on Facebook as if the police don't have your IP address. You're on live saying that your friend is the best white boy, thugged out, he this, that, and the third. And he put your name in black and white in a statement when he going down for 4 different people. But he's the biggest thug y'all know. It just doesn't make sense. So throughout this investigation, when these 4 people began to come forward as his co-conspirators, many people began to voice out that, they're not guilty, and, they weren't part of the murder. Yeah, they weren't part of the murder. But what you guys are failing to realize is that their actions possibly led to the murder. Because let's not forget that we're still looking for a motive that could possibly be due to things like missing money that was supposed to be given to the prison, items that were supposed to be given to the prison, drugs that was supposed to be given to the prison that was never given to the prison, i.e., one of these family members possibly talking to the investigators about what was going on at the prison because of the things that you were doing at the prison, i.e., the family member that is closely connected to Austin worked at the prison, and that's why she lost her job, and we don't know where she's at right now. But your actions is what possibly has gotten us here, where we are. So they may not have been a part of the actual murder itself, but their actions is what assisted them. They are no less of a culprit in this than him. That's how I look at it. Wrong is wrong. Money usually always involved. It's always involved. And something tells me since the very beginning that this is some street level stuff that got a little bit messy, okay? And you guys couldn't take it. I also heard some things about possibly some new money that was supposed to be coming into play, which we're going to get into that as well, okay? Now, when it comes to the 4th person, all right, De'Ara Sanders was arrested as well on August the 4th, and they are saying that possibly she assisted him in trying to get away as well. Now, on Tuesday, August the 5th, there was a breakthrough in the case when a neighbor in Jackson, Tennessee had spotted Drummond and alerted the authorities by calling 911. Okay? Authorities believe that Drummond may have been hiding at a pool house, abandoned pool house that was out there that was vacant, and he possibly had been there since Sunday, August the 3rd. So when Drummond was apprehended, he was found with his hair wet, and he no longer had his usual beard, as if he was trying to disguise himself. So this change of appearance did raise some suspicion that he may have actively been looking to either leave the state or looking to go under the radar. So he is now facing dozens of charges, including first-degree murder and kidnapping, and possibly facing the death penalty. Now, as we did go over yesterday, he did have a prior conviction. His convictions date back all the way to where he was a juvenile, even including him trying to off himself by eating peanut butter. So Drummond has a violent history. In 2018, he was arrested for robbery, where he went into a Circle K and he robbed the register, brandished the gun to the teller, told her to give the money. He then tried to get money to see if it was more money under the register, and there was no more there. So he only walked away with a really hefty $44. Okay. Now, he did end up getting sentenced for that. He did serve some years, in which he did get out in 2024. But even prior to that robbery, they're saying that there were some things that were going on in his life, everything all the way down to stealing something less than $5, okay? And as well as some other things of breaking a window, jumping out a window, running from the police, being on house arrest, and not complying with that as well, okay? Now, when he was in prison for this whole robbery stay, he actually was in prison for 11 years. Now, when he was in prison, he had a tremendous lifestyle. And for those of you that know about the lifestyle of the prison, then you know that when a person have a bunch of commissary, when they always have the best of the electronics that the jail offer, then you know that they're having high levels of money that is circulating throughout the prison. Now, this money could be for duties that is done within the prison or duties that is done outside the prison, i.e., drug trafficking. Okay, so this is just a look at what his little prison cell looks like.
I knew you was finna get
Oh,
on here.
sorry guys,
Man, cause it
got a bottle of Ciroc there, TVs and food on the commissary, computers and things of that nature. He had a nice little life in there. Okay, a nice little life. He was fully equipped. Gang related stuff as well, Evangelist. Exactly. He was fully equipped in there. And when a person's sale looks like this, he has big money coming in. The question is going to be how? How did this money get here? Okay. And something tells me that the same thing that he did before he got out is the same thing that he was doing when he got out. Let's not forget, he's only been out since 2024. Okay. So that convict mentality is still very much in him. He does not know how to function out here. And I think our justice system needs to be aware that some people should be left behind bars when they are unable to be rehabilitated. It is very hard for some people to readjust, especially when they've been in and out of prison since they were a child. And this young man has. He has been going in and out of juvenile, in and out of interventions and things of that nature, and still no help was able to be deemed to be fit. And so here we are. Now, he did have some self-harm in there and ideations as well within his history dating back to when he was a child, where he did attempt to dangle oneself. He did expose himself to he knew that he was allergic to peanuts, and he tried to self-delete from that way. He also attempted to drown himself in a toilet, and he also did have an assessment done at Youth Village Crisis Services, though there was no intervention that was deemed to be necessary at the time for him. Now, he was diagnosed with cannabis dependence, as well as having a choice of Cannabis and Xanax is what his drug of choice was. He did regularly test positive for marijuana while in detention, indicating that he continued to abuse substances even while he was still incarcerated. Now, his criminal behavior also goes back to resisting arrest and vehicular burglary. In 2013, Drummond was involved in a vehicular burglary where officers had attempted to arrest him, and then he fled on foot. And then in 2012, he assaulted his brother. So Drummond was also involved in a violent incident in 2012 where he had assaulted his younger brother, named Connor, by choking him. All right. Now, you also have some things of vandalism, as well as theft and burglary, prior records of a juvenile history of assault, resisting arrest, drug-related charges, including possession of marijuana, and his behavior had continued with multiple run-ins with the law. Now, when it comes to the details of the case itself, all right, now Drummond had a relationship with the family, very personal relationship with the victims. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. He had a very personal relationship with the victims. So Drummond's relationship with the victims was personal. He was dating Courtney Rose's sister, and he was also close to the family. The method of the murders point to a premeditated attack, and it also is they're trying to discover possibly of why. So the community involvement did play a major role in this situation. And after being on the run for multiple days, the neighbors in Jackson had spotted Drummond and called 911, which led to his capture. Now, when it comes to the background of this family and what they're saying possibly could have happened here. So I'm going to show you this here. And this is coming straight from Caitlin Speed's sister. Now, Caitlin is who he was dating. All right? One moment, y'all. And I'm going to read to you what Caitlin Speed's sister said, or sister-in-law, what she said. Okay, she says, for everyone that is coming to my page from older comments made on the suspect's profile, I'll clarify this one time and one time only. This is a comment that I will be copying and pasting, so it may answer more than you've asked or may not answer everything you've asked, but I don't want any confusion here. After this, I won't be replying to any of this as we are trying to process, grieve, and be with family. Courtney Rose, my husband, and Caitlin Speed are siblings. Adriana and Braden are our nieces and nephew. Austin Drummond was Caitlin's boyfriend at one time. Yes, he was close to our family. Yes, we cared about him and thought that he cared about us. He has literally been nothing short of amazing to us and our kids every time that he has been around us up until this point. He has been amazing to our niece, Caitlin's daughter. We never expected him to cause any harm to anyone, much less anyone in our family. We are heartbroken. We are confused. We are devastated. We are mortified. We are hurting. Our kids are hurting. 1 second. If you think for 1 second that people only hurt by strange or only get hurt by strangers, look up 90% of murder cases. A lot of times it's by someone close to them that at one time showed love and support to them. Sometimes it's even their own spouse. So please think before you comment something ugly. Yes, we thought that we knew him. Caitlin thought that she knew him. Courtney, Adriana, and Braden and Matthew thought they knew him. We all trusted him. We want justice for my sister-in-law, niece, nephew, and niece's boyfriend more than any one of you that have never even met our loved ones. Thank you. So it looks like to me when she says, and it's a key word in this statement, he dated Caitlyn at one point in time. I would love to know what that one point in time included. Does that one point in time includes right now? Or does that one point in time includes they recently separated? What does that mean? Because that one point in time could lead us to another motive, i.e., was she leaving him? Because I will say that they were saying that Caitlyn was possibly pregnant. Okay. And I did see some pictures of her pregnant, and they're saying that they have not been able to locate Caitlyn. They don't know where she is. And it looks like that there's also saying that possibly the police have her in hiding, including the family. Okay. Um, but I would love to know what that one point in time means. And that is something that we possibly are not going to get a full understanding of until after all of this is coming out, all the details and the gathering of the evidence. But that key word of one point in time seems a little powerful to me, but also underestimated by many. Okay? Because we do know that Caitlyn had lost her job at the correctional facility where he worked, and because she was assisting him. Now they was able to find that it says this: you have failed to report to work or call in the following dates: Monday, October the 7th, basically listing all the days in which she did not work. Attempts have been made to reach out concerning your absence. However, no response have been received. Based on the information outlined above, we consider you as having resigned, not in good standing from your position with the department. You will receive a lump sum payment and annual compensation leave to your credit. You are required to return your state-issued property, which is key, cell phone, state-issue identification, badge, card, and property belonging, state government, da-da-da-da. So some people are saying that she was fired because she was assisting him. But when you look at the docs, it looks like that she was fired because she was not showing up for work. I would love to know, what is that reason she wasn't showing up for work? It looks like that Caitlyn has went MIA. Okay? She has not really made herself known, and it could be because she's in hiding for her own protection. Because let's not forget that the authorities are saying that this man is closely connected to the Vice Lord gang. He does have ties with the Vice Lords. Now, what I don't like is that the media is underestimating this. They're painted it as he does not fit the image of a Vice Lord. I don't know what y'all think the image of a Vice Lord looks like. Hey, the real books, I don't know if you guys know what it looks like to be a Vice Lord. Vice Lords can look like anything. Vice Lords work in corporate offices sometimes, if you want me to be honest with you. Vice Lords have their own LLCs and businesses as well. Some of your biggest hip hop stars are closely connected to Vice Lords. So what does it look like? Is it because he doesn't have the noticeable tattoos? Is it because he doesn't have the so-called image that you guys think? That doesn't mean that he's not closely connected. This could have been his protection in prison. Let's not forget that this is a young man that went into prison as a child. Hey, Deja. He went into prison as a child, which means those Vice Lord connections could have been made as a protection in prison, which is why you have people like,
I knew you was finna get on here. Man, cause this shit weird as hell.
Braden, saying that this is the hardest white boy that he's ever known. So let's not underestimate what a Vice Lord look like. They're trying to paint it as if he's just some small time mule. His cell did not give small time mule. That's not what it gave. He has bottles of Ciroc in a jail cell, and Nintendo Switches, in a pantry that is bigger than some of ours. And you're wanting to convince us that this is some small town little guy, small town little mule, when you have 4 people that has been arrested for attempting to save this small-time mule. Unknowingly is what they're saying. You have one that Austin has already told was assisting him with taking drugs back to the prison. This is not a small-time mule. This is someone who people are willing to serve and assist. That's what this is. Not to mention, this is someone with a long history of prison relations, which is why when he got out of prison, he still was handling duties in prison. Now, there may be someone bigger than him in prison that he was working for. It could be, but he's definitely not the small fish. He's up the totem pole. He may not be the biggest, but he's definitely up the totem pole. For sure. He just looks and acts silly. That's it. That's it. But he's not your small town guy. Not one bit. Now, another thing that a lot of people are arguing or questioning is, why was this man allowed to be out? That was my biggest question. And I will tell you guys, he wasn't supposed to be. So the district attorney, the district attorney basically has said, "Dear Miss Davis, I have been notified of the above defendant's parole hearing set for July 23rd of 2020 at the West Tennessee State Penitentiary. This office strongly opposes his early release on parole. Austin Drummond is a dangerous felony offender and confirmed member of the Vice Lords. On July the 31st of 2013, he entered into a Circle K convenience store and pointed a revolver pistol at the victim in this case, and he demanded money from her. He was convicted by a jury of aggravated robbery. After his jury trial, Drummond made a phone call to his father where he threatened the juror. You threaten the jury, okay? And the victim in this case. He made statements saying, they are going to regret it. I'll be out one day. Drummond's behavior while in prison should also be taken into consideration. He has 25, get into the number. He has 25 disciplinary actions against him that includes refusing orders, drug possession, defiance, and being in possession of a deadly weapon. This type of behavior clearly demonstrates that Drummond has no desire for rehabilitation and is not capable. He's not capable of living among society. Duh. Duh. So, judge, the ball's in your court. Everyone else that had hands in determining that this little convict need to be out here running around, I wonder how many more Austin Drummonds do we have running around here, because you guys, even while he had an attempted murder for trying to kill another inmate, let him free. You let him free. Go ahead. It's okay. You tried to kill someone in here. You had drugs in here. You know, you don't listen to nothing that we say. You're very defiant. Drugs in your possession. It's okay. 25 times. That's fine. You were rehabilitated and you are a great person to be in our society. So you guys have basically allowed this young man to go from stealing something under $5 to trying to off himself with peanut butter, from not following through with house arrest, to moving up to robbery. Then he went to jail and did an attempt murder. Then he came out of jail and he actually killed 4 people. You guys allowed him to take every level of a crime until you guys realize that he cannot be rehabilitated, and now you want to give him the death penalty. So he had to kill 4 people, threaten a jury, threaten a victim, get drugs in jail, try to do things to himself and others. He also had to be defiant, rob people, brandish weapons, all type of things, attack his brother. He had to do all of this for you guys to realize that he cannot function out here. That lets you know how flawed the system is. Because if the system was a system of uniformity, and that is something that is lacking in the criminal justice system, there is no uniformity. Yes, you guys wear uniforms. Judges wear robes and police officers wear uniforms and things of that nature. Prosecutors wear suits and dresses. But you guys have no uniformity in the system, and that's what's missing. Because if you had uniformity in the system, this young man would have never touched green grass out here in society. He would have never touched it. So there's a flawed, broken system of you guys believing that everyone can be rehabilitated and they cannot. There's this belief some people cannot be rehabilitated, especially when you guys are not taking on the earlier precautions like when he was a juvenile. And that's where many of you guys drop the ball. They always say that children that end up in the juvenile justice system are more likely to end up in the adult penal system. But if you guys was to take the juvenile justice system more seriously when it comes to criminal acts of children, mental health of children, drug use of children, parental abandonment of children, all these things within children first, the adult penal system would not have the problems in which it has, because the only way that you will be able to make it there is if you possibly could never ever be rehabilitated, or you are someone who is simply meant to be in prison. And I am one that believes that the Lord create people, and everybody, your path is already written. I really believe in God's plan. And while it may sound crazy and it may sound strange, but everybody does not deserve, everybody is not meant to be. We have to have bad and we have to have good in this world in order for the world to be the way that it is. We have to have it. Everybody is not going to be great. And I'm one that feels that rehabilitation does not work for everyone, especially when the foundational system is old and broken and decrepit. And some people, it's meant for them to be there to save other people. If it wasn't meant for Austin Drummond to be there, then these 4 people will still be alive today. If it wasn't meant for him to be there, it was meant for him to stay. But the broken system went against the plan and what it was. And when you go against the plan, at some point in time, you got to pay the piper. And you guys, how many mess ups do you guys have to have in order for you to realize that this system that you guys have created, that we're living on, because that's what we're living on, the laws of the land, it needs to be updated. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be, Martin Lawrence was talking about this type. The voice said, delete 4 people. Yeah, like it's a thing. Really believe that good is meant for everyone, and it's not. It's some people in this world, guys, they're meant to be the villain of society. It costs to be the boss, I swear. It's not free. And we have to, there's people just like in the beginnings of times, there's good people and there's bad people. And we have to be able, our justice system needs to be able to identify those that are bad apples of society and stop trying to force them to be in a lane that is simply not theirs. They're not equipped. They don't have it. Some people's brains don't even properly mature enough for them to be able to function in society without creating a criminal act or causing harm to someone else. It's something that they crave, like serial killers. You guys dropped the ball big time on this. And when I say big time, I mean big time. Now, the number one question within this whole entire thing is why? Why did he save the baby? What was the motive? And it's only one or two ways that this can go. Either this is related to drugs, or like I said, when the sister said is once was her boyfriend. That's the only way that this could go. Drugs and prison stuff and gang stuff, or that once was boyfriend thing. Because I did hear, and there's some rumors, but I have not seen anything in black and white. And you guys know I'm big on black and white, but I will say what many people are saying, but I haven't seen anything solidified. Okay, I will say that. I did see people saying that apparently there was a lump sum of money that came forward to the family. I haven't seen anything to, you know, stamp that. But of course, I am still digging into docs and pulling things and FOIAs to see if it's anything out there. But I haven't seen anything as of yet. Why he left the baby, I would want to know that too. Something's with the baby. But like I said yesterday, it could be that convict mentality, as if he knew that he could not kill a baby because he wanted to keep his respect in jail. Or, well, you already lost a little bit of a stripe because, sir, you snitched on Braden, whatever his Brandon. You snitched on him. Okay, so you lost you know how they feel about that in jail, so don't worry about that. But outside of that, I just think that the baby possibly, either he knew that if he killed the baby he would lose respect, or he just didn't have it in him to kill a child. Now, what also kind of is, they asked do see where many places are saying that the baby was dropped off while he committed the murders, and the question would be, why would he be with the baby alone? That's another direction as well. They possibly trusted him enough, or he did something prior to and then and took the baby or something like that. They don't like anything done to children. Exactly, Robin. And I think that could possibly, it's so many different directions that, and I don't want to jump too quick. But where I'm leaning to is something with drugs, or that at one point in time boyfriend thing. But a part of me also feels as though that there's something with this baby. Something with this baby, guys. Now what? I don't know. But that's on my third of what I possibly believe this motive could be attached to. Drugs, the at one point in time boyfriend, and then the baby is how I have it ranked as of right now. But of course, this is a case that is still developing. Okay. And I will be keeping you guys updated on it. If any updates do come forward, I will let you guys know. But that's everything for the bulk that has come out about this case so far. Right now, they're still looking for Caitlin. No one has seen her. She has went missing. Okay. Many are saying it could possibly be because the family is currently in protection and she is nowhere to be found. That's what they're saying. But I wouldn't be surprised if she is, because if we go back to what I said yesterday, it could be possible that she was assisting the authorities, because let's not forget, Austin was due back in court while he was on the run for the first-degree murder. So I would love to know, you know, was anybody talking to the authorities, or did Caitlin know all of this? But she hasn't been arrested. So we'll see how this all comes out into play. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Alrighty, guys. So if you haven't turned on your notifications so far. Tomorrow we do have another show that will be coming, and it is hmm, um the American Idol producer and her husband was killed. And I want to get into that because that's kind of crazy. Okay. So we're going to get into all of that and dig into that case. If anything does come up new with this one, I will let you guys know. Listen, don't forget, guys. We do have the Royal Lockbox that is returning at the end of the month. Okay. It is returning. So make sure that if you wanted to get your letters in for the Royal Lockbox, that you please do so. Okay. Get them in. All you got to do is email savageroyaltyent@gmail.com. savageroyaltyent@gmail.com. And you can write in about everything, anything and everything, just to get some advice. And it will be on a Saturday. Now, I do have an announcement. I have just now looked at my school workload. Okay. School workload is kind of heavy this semester. It could be because I'm getting deeper into my classes, y'all. So it's getting a little deeper. I'm doing victimology. And I'm also doing something else. I know it's victimology, but the workload is a little heavy. So Fridays I will not be here, and I will replace them with the Royal Lockbox. Okay, just because of this workload, and I won't don't and I'm the way I'm moving it right now, guys. I have this way that I have it with just you guys is a little it's a lot. Okay, it's a um it's a lot of time for me to create, a lot of time for me to investigate, but because it's a lot of time behind the scenes, I have to have content along with schoolwork. Okay, so I'm gonna try to give you guys as many Fridays as I can, but a lot of, yes, victimology. I'm excited for that though. Taking media, and I chose to take writing because I need to work on my writing just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. But yes, I'm taking media and writing for my last and final semester. We got about 6 more classes. So I will be graduating in May. Yeah, do this. I'm set to graduate in May. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure that you tune in, and thank you for watching. And thank you for tuning in to True Crime with Savage Royalty.